you drop?
I didn't drop anything.
Is it working?
Don't know yet. I'm waiting for Sammy to come back in and anybody else.
Oh, crashed everybody out?
No, because I had to end the stream and come back. So it's showing I got one thing down there. Loud and clear. Okay, let me turn this down. Is that better or is that too low? Okay, is this better? Is this better? Okay, great. What I was trying to tell you earlier was if you had known me when I was a teenager, you wouldn't believe that I'm live now. Because when I was a teenager, I was shy and timid and did not like to go live. Oh, there was no live when I was young. What am I talking about? But I didn't like to speak up and talk to people. Hold on a minute. You were that way too? Did you know? No, you didn't know. But at one time, I lived in Puerto Rico for a total of 7.5 years. 3 different times. That's okay. Yeah, is that why you're not going diving? I mean, you don't have to show your face to dive, but I'd really like to see you go diving. That would be really cool. I really liked it there in Puerto Rico, but um, Ruben Barrios was starting to cause a lot of problems and didn't want us gringos and gringas there. So we decided to leave. And this big round ball you see is my microphone. Let's see if you can still hear me from there so it's not way up there. Can you still hear me with it there? Okay, great. I hope we get more people in. I know I said I was going to wait until Saturday to go live, but I decided to go ahead and go. You know, you're the only one who has made any comments since I asked for name um, name change ideas, and I told my husband, "Hello, every new people, all new people." Oh, they left. One person did. Hello, new person. I'm not sure who you are, so I can't say hi. There's two more. Oh, now they're gone. Guess so it's just back to you and me again. Okay, this is all new to me, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying. Um, but I did decide to go ahead and go live tonight. I told my husband I was going to go ahead and change the name because I think that a lot of people feel the same way you did and that you do about the spine devil. And think that, the devil part is a bad idea. And um, I wish I could show you right now a picture of my spine, but I think that is over on the Spine Devil photos that I have. I don't think I have it over here. You would understand why my channel is called Spine Devil, but I understand the reason why the devil part isn't good. Even my husband said he thought that that wasn't good too. Um, I have had a down the road when I get a chance. What? Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, my spine is 3/4 fused because 5 years ago, my spine broke from an accident that was 6 years ago, and it started to cave in. And a week before the surgery, there was a hole like that in my, not in the skin itself, but the skin was caving inward. So my spine itself was caving in, and the doctor had to fuse me. And he thought he was only going to have to go up a little bit, but I have osteoporosis. And when he got in there, he found out that it was a lot worse than he thought, according to the MRI. I was in a lot of pain. And I didn't think I was ever going to walk again. I really didn't. In the hospital, I couldn't get up because I had spent almost 10 years in bed, very little getting out of it except to go to the bathroom. So my muscles had become atrophy, I think is how you say the word. And I didn't really have any muscle tone, but I didn't know that. And the doctor didn't say anything about it, but he wasn't my regular doctor. My regular doctor no longer did the type of surgery that I needed, so he referred me to another doctor that he knew very well. And I guess he didn't think to mention that I'd spent so much time in bed. Yes, some are clueless, but his doctor in arms would come in there and scream at me, not like in a loud voice, but he would scream at me and tell me that I had to get up and I had to go to the bathroom and I couldn't lay in the bed all the time. And I kept telling them, crying, I can't get up. I honestly cannot. And they sent this little bitty 5 foot woman in there. She weighed maybe 100 pounds wet. And she's like, I'm in here to help you do your therapy. You got to get up out of bed today. And I looked at her and I said, yes, it is good for your body, but I couldn't get out of bed. And I told her, I said, well, if you come help me get out of bed, at that time I weighed 317 pounds. And I'm going to fall on you and I'm going to hurt you. And she says, well, I'm going to have to tell him that you refuse to get out of the bed. And I said, well, okay, if that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do. And then another time they had 3 nurses come in, and my husband was there, and they were going to force me to get out of bed. So I was like, okay, let's get up out of bed. So they got me up, and I didn't even stand up but just a couple of seconds. And I started going to the floor. I was that far from the floor. And it took the three nurses and my husband to get me back up on the bed because I didn't have any muscles to hold myself up. And then when I went to the nursing home for recovery, that's when I finally was told, um, no, I wasn't told then. I wasn't told till later. Um, then they had me between two parallel bars and one therapist on one side, one on the other, one in front, one behind me. And they had me walking. And I took as many steps as I could. And then my legs started to go out. And I started to go down. And they were like, you can take a couple more steps. And I said, I can't. I'm trying, but I can't. And it wasn't, I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. Then I was home for 2 weeks. I mean, no, then I was in the recovery home for 2 weeks. And then I came home and it took me a total of 6 months to really learn to walk again. And I went to therapy. And that's when I was told that I had no muscle tone. None. And I was like, is that why I couldn't stand up at the hospital? Why I couldn't get out of the bed? And she said, yes, you cannot stand up without muscle tone. So that made a lot of sense. And when I had my knee done, I got up out of bed the very first day and I was walking and everything. I had my knee done last year, last October. I had a full knee replacement. But I know now that, yeah, there are days when I have to admit the pain is so bad that I'm going to be in bed. I'm not going to have a choice. Excuse me. But I don't I don't have to lay in bed day in and day out anymore because I'm moving and I go to the pool and I work out there. So, but um I don't know if you watched my whole introduction video, the getting to know us better video or not, where you saw all the problems that I have with my body. Yes, yes. And the doctor told me that that is the only way he wants me to work out. And I mentioned it to my therapist just recently. And she said, yes, the reason he wants you only to work out in the pool is because when you work out on the ground, because my spine is fused, she said, even when you walk on the ground, it sends and vibrates up my spine. And even though my spine is fused, I still deal with a lot of pain because the fusion wasn't to get rid of pain, it was to keep me from being paralyzed. Because when I went to get it fused, my spine literally looked like that. No joke. One of these days, I'll show you x rays so you can see. It was awful. And they showed me that when I went for my first checkup after the surgery. And I was like, that was my spine? It really looked like that? I said, that looks like a C. And he said, yes, you were that bad. Now it's like this. Um, so it made a big improvement, and I'm not in as much pain as I was before, but I'm in some pain still. Um, I'm going to go ahead, since nobody else is showing up, and tell you what the name that we decided on was. I loved your suggestions. Um, so please don't think I didn't. But I decided to go with anything is possible. My husband said he thinks that has a ring to it. And it's true because throughout our married life, I've been through so much with my body. And it has cost me a lot. I mean, even when I was pregnant with my daughter, I didn't know if I was going to carry her to term because I had pain even back then. Thank you. Um, and I'm going to mention weight loss and disability in my titles more so people can know that, okay, that's what this channel is about. Because that's something that my husband suggested also, is he said that he thinks that a lot of people aren't um, aren't coming to the Spine Devil channel because of that. So, um, do you have other people that you can send you can share the live with so that maybe other people will come in too? Let's see. I sent it to my brother, but he didn't come in. Well, Frank is on every night, and that's the hard thing. Because if I go on during the day, then people are working, and if I go on at night, Frank is on. I know, I agree. A lot of them have joined my channel from there. He does. He does. I wish Rickster would come on here. I would really like to see him on here. Because he knows nothing about, I don't think he knows anything about my story. I go on Scrap Dog's channel sometimes. I don't go on all the time because I have other things I'm doing now in my own channel to work on. So, you know, we had two pop in, but then they popped right back out. I don't know if people. Okay. Okay, see if you can pull Rickster. Tell him I'm not going to be on as long as Frank. Oh, I didn't think about that. And you know, I never realized that. Okay. I don't even know if he has joined the Vulture the Dumpster Diver channel or not. Yeah, I do too. I do too. Let me see why my brother isn't coming on. Go on my. on my iPad and ask him, "Where are you?" I don't know. I may have, and I may have overlooked it. I don't think my sister is home from work yet, but I'm going to send her the link just in case. Oh, okay. I gotta give him my new this channel. He said he tried and it said it had ended. I'm sorry. I'm not ignoring you, I promise. Okay, well, maybe Sammy will be back in a minute. Hello. Hi, welcome. How are you? Do I know you from another chat? I'm pretty good. Oh, Scrappy sent you. Scrappy and I are friends. I'm so glad you came. Um, hey, DWP, how are you? So finally you get to see me. I've gotten to see you plenty of times, and now you get to see me live. Let me see. Cynthia, right? I'm trying to get my brother in here. I had tried to go live on my Spine Devil channel, and it I didn't have anybody popping in at all, and I was like, okay, maybe I need to go where most people know me is my Vulture channel. And the biggest reason I was going live was to tell you all about my Spine Devil channel and tell you that we've decided on a new name. Um, we had tried to get people to comment and give us new name suggestions, and I was going to go live on Friday night, but nothing. No, Sammy was the only one that gave us suggestions, except for some suggestions I have gotten from a live chat. Yep, Spine Devil. And I'll tell you why. It's called Spine Devil. And it's called Spine Devil because my spine is 3/4 fused. And my new channel is all about being heavy, really heavy right now, losing weight, and being disabled. But the new channel name is not Spine Devil. That's the old channel name. And the new channel name will be changing to Anything is Possible. And I'll share you a little bit of my story with you if you'd like. You like the Anything is Possible? Or, or would you like to hear a little bit of my story? Okay. Well, I have several disabilities and I spend a lot of time in my hospital bed. As you can see, it goes up and down. It's a hospital bed. And unfortunately, I spend a lot of time in it. I'm in a lot of pain most of the time. My spine is 3/4 fused, and I have 2 rods going up both sides of my spine. Um, I have spinal stenosis, degenerative disc disease, osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, fibromyalgia, and I have bursitis in both my hips. I have broken this arm right here and have had to have metal and screws put in there because I fell. Um, my legs gave out and I fell. Hey, welcome back, Sammy. Thank you for bringing in people. Um, and I've had to have my knee replaced because of the arthritis, and it was bone on bone. So that's me. And I struggle every day. Some days I can barely walk. Some days I'm walking along just fine. And then guess what? I have to call for somebody because if somebody doesn't come, I'm going to the floor. And it's scary. And the doctor still cannot tell me why my legs are giving out like that. It got a little bit better after my knee replacement. And the doctor thought that my knee being bone on bone was what was causing. Yes, I do. My husband is my caregiver, and I have a teenage daughter and 2 adult daughters and a young grandson. A young grandson. Um, and so yeah, I'm surrounded by people that help take care of me. And also at the moment we are still living with my That's okay, Sam. That's okay. I understand. Um living with my in-laws right now, because my husband was trying to get the house ready for us to move into, or at least a little bit ready. He's been working on the drywall in the living room, so we're going to sleep in there, instead of in the bedroom that's right next door. And after he gets all that done, then he's going to start working on making a totally, um, disabled master bath. And it's really big, and it's going to have the, master closet attached to it, so it will be easy for me. OG? What's an OG? I'm confused, Sammy. Did you mistype? Oh, original gangsta. Um, and Sam and my husband have something in common. They're both from Puerto Rico. I'm not sure where Sam is from. My husband is from the eastern side of Puerto Rico. He was born there, and then they moved away and they moved to California. Then he moved back there and he lived there until he went into the army, and he met me while being in the army. Um, so I've been dealing with aches and pains most of our married life, and I told him that, I bet you never dreamed when you said, for better or for worse, sickness and in health, that you would spend more time taking care of me than we would in jointly taking care of each other. And he said it doesn't matter. He spent 10 years in the army, because he started having some problems where he was passing out, and the doctors couldn't explain why. And that was during the recession, when he first, no, I take that back. That wasn't the first time. Um, when they put him out, when they put him out, was in the early 90s, and they just didn't want to deal with it. They didn't want to help him, so they just put him out. And he still gets dizzy at times. And we found out that there's a nerve that's in your neck, and I don't remember the name of it. If he was here, he could tell you. Um, he did, after fighting for it for 10 years. He got a disability in the VA because he got a, um, oh wow, huh? This Halloween you got married, or just on a Halloween? He was in the Navy. He got discharged 1 year ago. Last Halloween. Well, so you're just a little over a year of, just a little over, let's see what. We are on the third, so you're not far from your, anniversary. So happy late anniversary, first anniversary. That's wonderful. And I wish you many more. We have been married for 31 years, and we've known each other now for 33. Um, we met when he was in the army, and then he went to Germany 2 months later. And um, I suffered alone for a year and a half, and he came home for Christmas. We got engaged, and then 6 months later, he came back and we got married. Yeah, how many years did he do in the Navy, Watermelon? 7 years. And my husband wanted to go 20 years, but it didn't work out that way. And when we go on the military base to get food now, I I still miss that lifestyle. It's a totally different lifestyle when you've lived on a military base, you've been married to a military man or woman. It's just a totally different lifestyle, and I still miss it. Oh wow, Sam, 23 years. Were you in the Navy? But dumpster diving takes away the pain. I wish it would take away all of my pain. That would be great. But having friends on YouTube, that helps. Being um, surrounded by people and being able to talk to people. Oh, reserve duty. Okay. Yeah, my father-in-law was in the Navy, and my dog just opened the door. Hey, Moo. Come here, Moo Moo. Come here, baby. Come here. Come say hi. Come say hi. Come on. Come up here. Really? Wow. My husband was going to have to go to Saudi Arabia. Hold on one second. Somebody shut my door, please. When he was in the first time, and he had just had extensive mouth surgery, and um, I was worried they were going to send him anyway. Please shut my door, because we had just had a baby. We just had our oldest, but he didn't end up having to go, thank God, because I don't know how I would have dealt with that. Well, he wouldn't have minded if he had had to go active duty, but just after having had our first child, he didn't want to have to go active. But if he had gone active, then I would have moved to Puerto Rico and lived with his parents, because at that time his parents still lived in Puerto Rico. We have someone in here that's not speaking, and I'm wondering if it's my brother. Oh, we just got another new person in here. Hello, how are you? Haven't seen your name yet, and they left. Okay. Oh, yes, it did. My uncle-in-law is lives there, and where they lived, it was beat up, and it was beat up really bad too. Um, and he helped by um, passing out food. That was the way he was able to survive, because he was able to get food because he was passing out food. Um, I have not been able to find pictures from Saba that really show me what it did to Saba. I wish I could, but just seeing what it did to El Junque, that's the rainforest for all those of you who've never been to Puerto Rico. El Junque was beautiful, and after Hurricane Maria came through, just totally leveled all the greenery. It was awful, but it started getting green again already. Oh, it looks like, oh, Mama's coming with dinner. Hold on, Mom, I'm live, so you don't want your face in my live chat. Thanks, Mom. Oh, Mom is bringing me my food. Sorry. I can go off and end the chat because I'm going to be eating. So I'm going to go ahead and end the chat. Oh, yes. And it's his, my mom and dad, since before I even met him. I used to talk to him on the phone once a month. And the first time they heard me on the phone, they fell in love with me. So they adopted me. But I'm going to sign off chat and go eat. And I thank you all for coming. And hopefully, I'll be going live again soon. Thank you. Bye, all. Have a great evening.